Hey guys, today's April the 14th of 2021, and I wanted to go over the Nifty 50. Was a request from Venkat Boma. Hopefully I didn't mess up your name. Either way, he's waiting on my analysis on Nifty. Love from India. Love India. Haven't been there. I know a few Indians. Love the people. Love the culture. Oh man, love the food. Can't even play with that. But this is out for him. He wanted me to give my opinion, my analysis. It's not a recommendation or advice. This is just what I see in the charts, and it's pretty much my opinion. So without any further delay, let's get into it. So let's do the top down first. This is a Nifty 50. It's a market I don't trade. I don't even look at it. But I guess it's a popular market, like an index, maybe like the S&P or the NASDAQ. But anyway, this is the monthly chart. And as you can see, we have a doji on March, and it's just kind of hanging in there. And we just got a little negative. This is a MACD, little weakness. But doesn't mean anything because you had weakness here and it still went up. You had weakness here, and in 3 months, in March, it topped down. So, you gotta look at seasonalities also. That was March, November, February. Okay, so that's that. And, you could put the Heikin-Ashi, get the noise out. It still looks good, still bullish, still green. Trend is up. On the weekly, you can see that we have a MACD crossover now in March. A little weakness now building up as you work your way down the time frame. The whole, prices are below the whole. They haven't turned negative yet, so it could chop around, go sideways, and maybe even go higher and retest that high. But that's where we're at on the weekly. Still bullish, but MACD is a little negative. You go into the daily, and dailies are always choppy. But you see that we had, since October of last year, we had 1, 2, 3 sell signals, and it's currently in a sell mode on the daily. You can see it's been consolidating, kind of chopping around here, trying to maybe hold this level. But it's going to get interesting because I've been seeing some interesting things, especially when you don't look at a market that you don't trade and you just look at the US and then you look at the Indian market. Some interesting things. I wonder if the other markets are showing these patterns. You can see that it's just going lower. Now it's below the zero line. Forgot to do the Heikin-Ashi on the weekly, just to cut out the noise. You can see that it's just chop mode now, and now this weekly candle looks negative. Let's go to the daily, just to cut out the noise, and you can see that there's a lot of red, and it's going back. But this is interesting also is that, when I had the Heikin-Ashi, we didn't have a sell signal. Have you noticed that? We only just had two and a buy, and the whole is just sideways to negative now. But when you take it out, candle, got a sell signal. It's just the way the calculations are with the candle. They depend on the candle. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that. The daily looks a little choppy, weaker, consolidating sideways. So take that as you may. Let's get into the good stuff. So where do we start? Let's start here. I did some cycle analysis using the 50, the 164, and the 75. Actually, no. The 50 is the Nifty 50. It's a daily. Kind of threw me off there. This is 164 and the 75. The dominant cycle, and then the next more powerful one. And you did a composite, and it's topping out here. It's somewhere, makes a low somewhere in May, or maybe first week of June. I'm not too sure, somewhere around there. They just kind of go sideways and it goes up. So that's what this cycle is showing. The next one, actually, you know what? Maybe that 50 is part of it. I got confused because I did add 50. But either way, this is the composite. This is a daily chart. Now we're gonna add, or maybe not. And the 50 just threw me off because I normally put the cycle numbers up there. Actually, it's not, now that I look at it. Because now I added the 374. This is the bigger cycle. Is not as like prominent, but it's there. And it's a big boy. This is the big boy from what this software picked up. But the dominance, it's really 161, but 164 popped up on the spectrum analysis. And then you have 75. So we have 3, and we made a composite, and it's still showing that there's a possible swing high in March. And you can see that things, according to the daily and the weekly, are kind of consolidating. Normally when you see a cycle top, sometimes price action stops going higher and just kind of consolidates and goes sideways. And then sometimes it just topples over, but it all depends. But I'm just showing you what I'm seeing. Will this actually play out and it goes, down, sideways, whatever? I don't know, but this is what the cycles are showing. So I would, remain cautious, tighten up stops maybe just in case, because this is showing a lot of things that I'm seeing, in the uranium sector. And from chatter that I've heard, Larry Williams thinks, very close to a top in the U.S. markets. And then, we could go down to June, July, take that with a grain of salt. I love Larry, but you never know, you only know when, when it happens. But he's a great, analyst, and he said he's sticking his head out there and just showing you what he sees. So we'll see how it pans out. But a lot of stuff is showing that on the stocks that I cover in the uranium sector, and looking at the Nifty 50. It's interesting that these cycles are showing this. So let's see how, May and June behaves. So that's this for this cycle right here. And then I went ahead and said, let's look at the bigger picture, see what the weekly is saying. And the weekly has 3 that really jump out at me in the spectrum analysis. One is the 80, the 59, and the 34. And the 34 is the most stronger, the strongest cycle out of the 3. So I made a composite, and the top was, somewhere around here. And it's projecting lower into, maybe first, second week of July. So from weekly, cycles are pointing down. From the daily, they started already pointing down using these 3. And then using 2 cycles, the 164, which is, this is the strongest, and then the second is the 75. It's already pointing down into somewhere in May. So somewhere between, May, June, July, I'm not saying it's going to go all the way down here. I'm just saying that it could probably pull back, maybe consolidate, maybe find support, maybe somewhere around here or like here. If it does go down, or maybe find support here, it doesn't have to be that drastic. And then just kind of go sideways and then continue going up. We got that out of the way. And now let's go into the master chart. So using the annual, and this reflects what happened, annually. You can see that it tops out somewhere around the 27th and it pulls back, but it doesn't show anything drastic going down. Just couple of swings. here and there, making something even higher on May 31st. So very toppy towards the end of the month, if you want to look at it that way, on the annual cycle. Let's get that out of the way. Spectrum analysis. This one is shorter time frames. I picked some of the ones that stand out to me on the shorter time frame. And then if you do not that one, but this one. This is a composite of all these 3 cycles, and this is what it's reflecting. So somewhere right here, we're very close to a top, then I'll pull back towards the end of the month. So it's the opposite of the annual. But in the end, it bottoms out somewhere. The cycle bottoms out somewhere in August. So June, July, and August is going to be a lot of stuff going on. But as of right now, this one tops out on the 15, 16, somewhere around there. Then it goes down to the at the end of the month. We take that out, and we add this one with the bigger spectrums, data points that jump out at me, and we use this one. Let's take this out. And you can see that this doesn't have that many wiggles, but it kind of reminds me of the first ones I showed you from the other image, that they kind of all topping out right here, somewhere, March, February, March, and it pushes down to like August. The other ones I showed you kind of bottom out June, July. So you can look at a 3-month window where it could just maybe bottom out, maybe just go sideways, consolidate, and then, go up again. But these are the cycles for that. We get out of that, and I threw in there neural nets, and you can see that that's computer machine learning. And it says possible top the 20th, swing low the May 17, June 4th, and then bottom July 7th, somewhere around there. And if those days are on the weekends, just disregard them. You're looking for like trading days. And what else? Yep, and this is the harmonic showing somewhere in August. Same thing there. Let's get that out of the way. And I think, okay, and then natural cycles, we can see, let's get a little closer. From 2007, mind you, this is not from 1996 or whatever. This is the data I got from Yahoo, and I only got it as far as 2007. So it's showing that there's a possibility that it could continue going up until the 20th. You see some of these cycles are topping out. This one topped out here. This is the decimal, the decade. There's a mid, fast, annual right here. And from here, April 30th all the way to May 5th, there's an 88.9% chance that prices could go low from this time frame. And that's what, 4:30? So that's a Friday to a Wednesday. So that remains to be seen. And this is not trading advice. This is just what the quant computer analysis is showing, looking at price data from the past. This could be a possibility. That's it. So looking at the price action, is just consolidating right now, but any weakness, you're not caught off guard, you're not surprised. Cycles are confirming that there's a possible downturn. If price action continues going lower, then the cycles are in sync with price action, or price action is in sync with the cycles. If price action just goes sideways and then it continues pushing higher into May, then Nifty 50 is doing its thing. It's ignoring the cycles and it's bullish. And that's all. Stay with the trend. Price is king. Hopefully you like this video. To all my friends in India, just my opinion, just what I'm seeing using the techniques I use. And mind you, this is just, right off the cuff. Normally I dive in more and look at other things, but this is just like the start of what I would do, just to kind of get an idea where we're at, in regards to time and all that. So hopefully you like it, and leave me your comments. Let me know your thoughts, especially, traders that trade the Nifty 50. Let me know what you think, and share, your research and your techniques, and tell me what you think, where it's really going. If you think it's going sideways, if you think it's going higher. If you think you agree with me, it's like, yeah, you know what, I'm tightening my stops just in case. And then let me know. But hopefully, we could resolve this and look at it as it goes into the next couple of months and see if the forecast panned out or not. Subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on a new market I'm watching, the Nifty 50, using double DGAN price and time technical analysis.